Hello everyone. So after years, I haven't done any video or any similar stuff of training. I decided to share my knowledge of FinTech and software development in this channel. And I wanted to start with something I found it actually beneficial for the developers who are interested in the financial technologies tools like accounting, inventory management, and so on. So this is the first episode actually of a big series that's going to grow with the time. I had the decision to make this series actually just like 15 minutes ago, and this is the first one. It's going to grow naturally, and it's about building an ERP platform which will include many features and so on. So let's see what's this. Actually, we are going to build an ERP. So first of all, what's the ERP? ERP is enterprise resources planning. So let's come from this enterprise. That means the software is used by the companies, by the businesses. Like enterprise, no matter if it is small, big, or whatever, every company has sales, has inventory, has expenses, and so on. Resources, everything the company deal with. That means it can be tangible resources like our cars, like our inventory, like our cash, or intangible resources like our clients, our suppliers, and so on. How we plan them is the software. So it's actually managing and planning all these resources of the business. So what does it mean, a platform? Why I didn't say application? Platform will include some infrastructure, some possibly microservices for the future, and so on. So it will grow naturally actually. And what is the main two technologies I'm going to use? I'm going to use C# in the backend to generate some REST APIs and possibly some microservices. I haven't decided yet actually. Whatever is the easy that will support the learning process, I'm going to do it. And the front end, I'm going to use Angular, which is a JavaScript framework. It's actually a TypeScript, using TypeScript, which is enhanced, let's say. It's a strongly typed JavaScript. So what's this software initially is going to include? It's going to include some core functionalities and needs for the business, which is starting with accounting. Like every company has accounts, so it need to be there. And we are going to explain what does it mean accounting and so on. The expenses of the company, so we will manage, plan, and record and report all the expenses of the company, including rent, salaries, I don't know, like purchases of other utilities and so on. Inventory management, the inventory management, actually the companies that are dealing with some products, they are purchasing, selling the product. So these products are inventory, or they are producing the product if they are manufacturers. So these are again inventory. This will include some costing algorithms, implementing them, and so on. Sales management, actually it will include the whole workflow of sales, starting from generating quotations or making long-term agreements with our customers, receiving purchase orders based on these agreements or quotations, dispatching the products and delivering the services based on the purchase order, and finally invoicing uh, uh, these stuff. So we are going to so the next step should be sure receiving some money, which I forgot actually to write it here, possibly finance management, finance management, which is the process of receiving the payments, paying, and our relations with the banks and so on. Procurement is actually is the opposite side of the purchase of the sales management. Now we are the customer. We receive some quotations and we compare them, or we make agreement with our suppliers. We issue the purchase orders to our suppliers. We receive the dispatches and we receive the services, and then we are going to receive the invoices and record them and reflect them to accounts. Budgeting is actually is like you can imagine it as planning. I know that everyone knows some stuff about budgeting. It's simply like plan you if we well, okay, let's start from beginning. Every company should have some master budget. This master budget is accumulated from sub budgets. These budgets could be production budget, could be like commercial budget, could be expenses budget, could be sales budget, whatever name you name it, and at the end of the day they are accumulated bottom to up to generate the master budget. According to this master budget, the high the executives of this business are going to make some decisions based on the performance of actual comparing to the budgeted values. Production management, this can include MRP1 and MRP2. Now, what's the MRP1? MRP1 is actually material resources planning. It's simplified production and costing process, while the MRP2 is very detailed costing for the products we are producing. It will include some operations and so on. It is something for the we are going to see in the future. Fixed assets management. Fixed assets is the assets, the long-term assets that the company own. It can be tangible and intangible. It could be tangible like the vehicles, like the properties of the company, and could be intangible like licenses or rights and so on. Personal management is the administrative side of managing the employees related stuff. It is different about the HR management. The HR management, you can include it in the ETC. It can be also part of the ERP. It's about how to growth with your human resources and support them. The other things can be many other modules can be included, but these came to my mind now and I included them. We are going to work with them. So what you are going to expect, what you should expect from this training on the long term, not in the short term. We are going to start very simple and grow a little bit step by step, because we are, you see, like the idea from this is knowledge sharing and agile development. So we are going to learn some business aspects, some fintech related topics, like anything related these ones, like accounting, expenses, inventory, and so on. So you are going to gain a domain knowledge. We are going to learn some C sharp programming, clean coding of C sharp, and like coding standard and so on. We are going to learn SQL and NoSQL databases, querying, reporting, and all these stuff. SQL like Microsoft SQL Server or Postgres. I haven't decided yet actually. MongoDB for a good example for the NoSQL. It could be something else. Depend on I haven't decided yet. Could be DynamoDB and so on. So we are going to learn some cloud infrastructure, which I didn't decide yet. Possibly we are going to use Amazon Web Services or Azure or mix of both. Yeah. Software architectures, possibly we are going to do some of stuff like using domain driven design, some of them possibly like layered simple layered architecture, some of them possibly like, yeah, we are going to learn these stuff. We are going to learn some design patterns as well. We are going to learn some DevOps including Docker, Kubernetes, and pipelines, and so on, some testing, some front end, and so on. So, who is me? Let's see. My name is Osama. I have a master degree in computer science and MBA in finance. I'm a CCAD certified, which is certified Kubernetes apps developer. I'm a PMP certified from the PMI, which is Project Management Professional Certificate. I have 20 plus years experience as a software developer for multiple industries, including the fintech and financial tools, but not limited to them. And this is including more than 15 years in fintech. So, if you are interested to go through this process together and build this software together, please, and you see, if you like to keep posted, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That will encourage me to actually to continue this series of videos, which I expect they will be good knowledge transfer, and in all aspects, including like the domain and the software development lifecycle. And yeah, thank you, and see you in the next episode.